Thank you so much. I'd like you guys to give Mr. Stephen McMahon a round of applause for holding this event. Come on! Give me some energy. That's what I'm talking about. It's an honor, it's a privilege to be amongst all you successful entrepreneurs out here, whether you're in new sales, established real estate, or whatever business you guys are in. I'm not going to talk too much about real estate. I'm not going to talk too much about, like me selling my programs to you guys. Like, I was just talking to a couple of guys before. I hate walking to like seminars and here's all the, entrepreneurs on the stage selling their training programs. In fact, if anything, I hate that shit. Do you know why? Because if I'm sitting next to you guys right now, I want to get value when I walk out of this room. Who agrees with me here? Yeah. I want to be more of a value-driven business. If I sit down, I want you guys to take some notes out there, yeah? I'm not going to just talk about, I've done this, I've done that. No. Today is about you guys, and I'm here to deliver value to you guys, and I'll explain my journey on how I actually came to this country at the age of 13. My first job was a hot dog boy outside nightclubs in Melbourne. I only knew how to say, I love you. I mean, you're very beautiful. I was 14, and how much? So, sorry. My manager specifically told me outside nightclubs in Melbourne to sell these hot dogs for $4.50. And I was so hungry because, we've come from a really poor background. The country's been in war for the last 50 years. And then I came in the land of opportunities where I could be whoever I wanted to become. And on top of that, I could see that everybody is seen as equal in here. And by equal, I mean, there's no such thing as class. I'm sure a lot of WOGs, Italians, a lot of Middle Eastern people would agree with this because if you go overseas, you're a doctor, so you're better than me. You're an engineer, so you're better than me. But if you're a taxi driver, fuck you. Sorry about my French. And the reason why I get frustrated is because that's all lack of education. It's all lack of education. I love the fact that I've landed a line of opportunities and I can be whoever the hell I want to be and aim for the stars. And if I can't aim for the stars, at least I'll follow the crowds. Correct? So I want you guys to think big. And if you can think big, you might as well think big or don't even think at all, my friends. Because that's how I am. I'm not saying that, life is all about money. It's about financial freedom. Life should be like a jet ski. Who's been on a jet ski before? Have you ever met a depressed person on a jet ski before? Woo! Come on! That's what your life should be. So that's a choice. Does that make sense? Life is a choice. What do you want to be? Good at anything? So be passionate. Treat others on how you want to be treated. You smile at someone, it's going to smile back at you. I thought my life was like a mirror. So every time I look at myself in the mirror, it's going to smile back at you. For those of you that are in a relationship, if you smile, they're going to smile back. The woman knows what you're up to. Yeah? They'll smile back at you. But once there is a scar on that mirror, that's very, very hard to be able to replace it. So I learned at a very young age to sell these hot dogs for $4.50. I'm like, stuff that. I'm not making $60, by standing there from 9 o'clock till 6 a.m. in the morning. I have to deal with drunk people. My mentor on my right-hand side, my CEO, give him a round of applause, please. Because without him, I wouldn't be where I am today. Here's what I learned from him. Zed, have you heard of the term called upselling and soft selling? I said, what the hell is that? What does that even mean? I said, no. So I was 14 and a half, and I'm trying to sell these hot dogs for $4. He goes, all you have to do is ask the question. I said, cool. Drunk guy comes up to my hot dog stand, I go, what's up, man? You look pretty good. I like that hoodie you're wearing, Like, how was the club? Good? Good DJs? He's like, yeah, it was pretty good. I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to make you a fresh hot dog with some fresh, mustard and some extra cheese in there for $15. How's that? He's like, fuck me, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg for $15 for a hot dog, mate. I said, well, it's an amazing hot dog, mate. Then I realized, he was like, well, you know what? Keep the change. $20. I just sold a hot dog for $20. Then I kept on asking. It got up to a point where I was selling these hot dogs for $90. Would you believe it? Because they just felt sorry for me. So I learned that all you have to do is in life, you just got to simply ask the question because you never know. And embrace rejection. Yeah? And that's what I learned. Embrace the rejections. What's sales? Sales is a numbers game. Some will, some won't. So what? Fucking next! Embrace rejection. Become invincible. How do you become invincible? Good question. How do you get outside your comfort zone? Good question. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You getting uncomfortable on a daily basis is going to boost your self-confidence. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. If you want to boost your self-confidence today, here's exactly how you do it. When you've given it your fucking best on a daily basis, have you done the best you can today? Did you pick up the phone? Did you actually, embrace yourself with the world in an honest way out there? That's how you boost confidence. Boosting confidence, getting outside your comfort zone is like, you know what? I'm going to dance today. I'm going to do the things that I'm going to challenge my fears. And guess what? If you want to write this down, if you don't kill the fear inside you, the fear outside can't do shit. That's one thing I learned. So let's write this down. If you don't kill the enemy within, the enemy outside can't do anything. So it's all in your head. It's actually not that scary out there. I know when I used to work for bigger brands, I'm not going to name which agency, but every time I wanted to share my wisdom, my knowledge with everybody out there, they used to say, "No, don't share your knowledge, they're going to learn, then they're going to take over." I was so against all that stuff, which is why we've come up with the Zed Real Estate brand, because I'm all about sharing. I'm all about giving value out there. I'm going to do what makes me happy. Here's another quote that changed my life. Life is 10% what happens and 90% how you respond to what happens. Let's write this down if you can, please, because this is exactly what changed my life. Life is 10% what happens and 90% on how you respond to what happens. For my hot dog boy, then I got into Telstra. Telstra was my first proper job. And actually before Telstra, I got fired after 3 hours of just serving spring rolls to someone, and then I actually didn't even know how to open up the thong, so I just, I'm like, how do you even open up these, paper pockets? And I did it in front of a consumer, and my manager's like, "You're not made for hospitality, get out of here." I said, "Cool." So straight after that, I fell into Telstra, and I became the #1 sales consultant for Telstra. Again, it was my hunger, it was my drive, it was my ambition for success, because I didn't want my parents to go through anything else out there. I wanted to be the face of the family where I could actually help everybody else out there and having financial freedom. So here's exactly what I did at Telstra. Spoke to every single person out there, and it took me a good 6 months to learn the sales tactics and blah, 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 blah. But I served a real estate agent, and that real estate agent came in complaining about her phone bill. She said, "Zed, I'm sick of Telstra. You guys are rip-offs, you guys are this, that." I said, "It's irrelevant." I said, "You're a real estate agent, and you guys travel a lot. So what do you need? You need coverage." She said, "You're right." So I said, "We'll stick with Telstra. How about I sign up these 2 beautiful daughters that you got as well, because that way you can help your business. And you can help them by giving them the vision on how to, become the best version of themselves. And on top of that, you can make them text to your clients saying good morning text, good night text, whatever it is, before you even drop them off. Because I feel like if you're going to drop your parents off to your kids to school, as a parent, they've got to get the value out of it. Get them to text them in the morning. "Hi, Mr. Smith, how are you? Good. It's a wonderful day outside. I'll be conducting an open for inspection. I've had 2 inquiries on this property out here. Just to let you know, feed your kids while they're younger." They've got to see the value out of it. So from the age of small, you got to teach. And that was my strategy to get a job in real estate. She's like, "I'm giving you a job in real estate." So I got my foot in the door. I didn't even know what real estate was about. I didn't even know what appraisals were. I was 18, had no knowledge about anything at all out there. Cut a long story short, I got into real estate, established market at Harcourt's, amazing brand, and I loved it. I loved it because I was 19 and I was making, $6,000 a month. I was like, Jesus, what do I do with this much money? $6,000 a month. Back then, 10 years ago, it was a lot of money. It still is a lot of money, Anyways, cut a long story short, I was very good at it for the first 6 months. Then I served. So the way I got thought by my mentor was, "Zed, everybody's an opportunity. All you have to do is ask the question and look at every single person in the room, or even if they walk past you, as a blank check with in their forehead. And it's up to you if you want to pick up the money. It's up to you on how you want to approach them. That comes up to your skill. Because the business that we're in, we're actually not in property business. We're actually in people's business. Do you know that? People buy off people they like. People sell what people like. People deal with people they like. If anything, if you were to ask me what I do for a living, do you know what I tell them? Here's my response. I'm not a real estate agent. Because only salespeople are real estate agents. Here's a good advice I'm going to give you. I'm in wealth creation. I create wealth via real estate, and I build their investment portfolios. Because if you were to tell them I'm a salesman, what do you think they're going to think? "Oh, another salesman out there. He's going to rip me off. He's going to do this." But salespeople don't have a good image out there. Who agrees with that? Yeah. It's intimidating for me to deal with another salesman out there. That's why I hate attending seminars, but I love learning. Educate yourself on a daily basis. I like reading 10 pages a night, 6 pages a night, before I wake up in the morning. That's what I love. So I got thought that everybody's an opportunity out there, and sales is definitely a numbers game. So I was at the gym, and I started talking to everybody out there, and by the end of the week, everyone knew who I was. I was a real estate agent. I used to wear Harcourt's MPRE t-shirts back then. I used to have my water bottles with my name on it. I used to have lollipops, everything with my name on it. I branded myself because real estate is a business within a business. Yeah. So I served the real estate agent. I walked up to her, and I knew that she was doing the workout wrong. She was a little bit older as well. I'm like, can I help you there, please? Because I would love to help you out. She's like, would you really help me? I said, yeah. She kind of sounded so nice. She's like, I said, but before I help you, are you looking at selling your house, though? It was going to mean something for me as well, yeah? I didn't know. I was young. She's like, yeah, all right. You come out and help me out, and I can help you. So I showed her the workout. She's like, do you know who I am, young man? I'm like, no, I have no idea who you are. You're just a beautiful lady that I just want to sell your property to. If you want to buy an investment property, I'll have to help you out. She took me out to the car park space. She goes, I'm the owner of Empire Property Investors. Give yourself a round of applause. That's when my career changed. Come on, wake up! Woo! Wake up! I asked the question. I created the opportunity. I didn't get fucking lucky. No one gets lucky in this world out there, because you know what luck is, yeah? When preparation meets an opportunity. Does that make sense? You create your own luck. That's exactly what I did. With Norma Buller, she's the owner of Empire Property Investors. Amazing lady, you know. So I walked into Turak. She's like, you got yourself a job, kid. I walk into Turak, and there's like gold tables and chairs, and I'm 19, you know. I see all these fancy houses all around me, these buildings and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, you're on commission only. I'm like, I don't even know how to sell apartments. I have no idea. I just got into real estate. It's been 6 months. All I know is just hunger. So I called up Masi. I said, my mentor, my amazing brother, what do I do? He goes, I said, they've just offered me commission only, and I can take 50% everything I can. He's like, how old are you? And I said, I'm 19. He said, that's right, you're 19. He said, you're 19. Knowledge is power. He said, what's the worst case scenario? What is the worst case scenario? You're going to fail. At least you tried it. Because you never know unless you put yourself out there. That's why I said, if you don't kill the fear inside you, the fear outside can't do anything. I put myself out there, and I swear to God, within my first year, I made $7,500. I failed. Everybody thinks that real estate's so easy. Any job you get into is so easy. You know, it's bloody so hard, because it takes years to build a brand name out there. Yeah, it takes years for yourself to even create a name out there. You're not going to be an overnight success. I've been doing this for 10 years now, and this is the story that I'm actually sharing with you guys. So I said, okay, 7,500. I can't do this anymore. My parents told me to quit. Everybody in my family told me to quit. Everybody all around me, my friends told me to quit. Everybody told me to quit. But that guy out there, he actually supported me, because my mum and dad didn't know too much about real estate. But he supported me. He's like, you're a kid. Knowledge is power, if you want to write that down. Knowledge is power. That's another thing that actually changed my life. Knowledge is power. Now, spoke to him. My second year, made 25,000. Not a struggle year. Third year, I made 50,000. My job wasn't to get appraisals as a real estate agent. My job was to walk into every single shop at Chapel Street. Hi, my name is Zed. I'm from Empire Property Investors out there. Would you like to buy an apartment? Who the hell is going to buy an apartment from a retail shop? Nobody's going to buy an apartment from a retail shop, yeah? Oh, you can save money. Who knows the Vogue building on Chapel Street? Vogue, right next to the Como. Yeah, everybody knows it, yeah? I used to sell that 7 years ago before they weren't even built. But you know what inspired me is to move this property group. They started off as a hot dog stand to a multi-million-dollar developers they are now. They're probably worth, what, at least $1 billion or $800 million. They bought the land for $92 million. I looked at the history, and that's what inspired me as well, okay? So cut long story short, guys, I used to go in there, and I was so nervous because then I had holes in my shoes, and I had a Holden Barina 1.3 litre car, not $1.3 million car, Holden Barina. I was so used to selling these properties, you know. And 1.3 litres, I don't even have like money to put in my car. You know, I used to put $4 worth of fuel. Like, who does that? I don't know if you guys have done it. I've done it, you know. So I walk in there. Hey man, you're so amazing. Would you like to buy an apartment? The areas is going to get boosted up. You know, there's going to be like 29 levels of luxury real estate coming up. Would you like to buy an apartment? You're going to save money on off the plan. You know, there's no stamp duty, nothing at all. Would you like to buy one? He's like, I'll let you know. So I had it on Facebook. I like this shit all the time. That's how I built my database. Yeah, from 7 years ago. Now watch this story. So, no. I had no success. Which is why my first year failed, my second year failed, my third year failed. And then the Chinese market was very high in demand with apartments after plans. I'm sure that a lot of you guys know. And to be quite frank with yourself, I didn't want to deal with a market where I had to learn Chinese because I was living in Melbourne. So I decided to go back to establish because I had a very good relationship from where I started. I started from Hampton Park, so I went back to Hampton Park to establish market because I failed in 3 years' time. But the knowledge I got out of that was priceless, guys. It was the knowledge. I feel like you don't need no certificate. In my eyes, everybody's opinions are very different. You don't need no certificate from a uni degree saying, congratulations, you're qualified. Self-educate yourself. Do you know more than what you did from yesterday? Do you know more than what you did last year? Here's a question I'm going to ask you guys, okay? Now, why do you think that most humans earn $50,000 a year, average income in Australia? Why do you think? Give me an answer. Why do you guys think that an average person earns 50Ks a year? This is besides my team members, because they already know the answer. Come on, participate. Why do you think an average Australian earns 50Ks a year? Tell me. Give me a hand. The ceiling? All right, cool. The scale. Anyone else? They're still with their parents? That's why they earn 50Ks a year?
Or based on what their families have done previously. So
Sure.
I think that's the standard.
Sure. Anyone else?
No aspiration.
Comfort zone?
No aspiration to earn more.
No aspiration? Okay, I'll give you an answer. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're not educated enough to make $100,000. Here's the answer. They're not skilled enough. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Customers don't pay you for what you do, they pay you why you do it. I learned that at a very young age. So let's write this down. You're actually not educated enough. So what do? The answer to that question is, after failing for 3 years, what do? I surrounded myself with good people. I walked in there and I had coffees with every single entrepreneur out there. I had coffees with the country's top real estate agents out there. And all I did was, I sat down and I took notes. Most of us, salespeople, we don't like listening, we like talking. Do you know why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth? Who knows that? Listen twice and speak once. Always be learning. Always be educating yourself. Yeah? So, in my eyes, if you want to earn $100,000 or $1 million every single year, don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Educate yourself on a daily basis. Every single day you should be learning. You know, Monday to Friday. Why the fuck do you guys work 5 days a week when there's 7 days in a week? Who told you that? Did you know that there's 86,400 seconds in a day and 10,080 minutes in a week? Who knew that? Then why didn't you know that? Why should I sign up with you, Zed? Because I've got a bloody salt sticker in my hand here. That's why you should sign up. And there's 86,400 seconds. Do you see? You can pass on the message, no problems at all. Knowing one thing in sales is one thing, but how you deliver the skill, it involves another skill, how you deliver it. Watch this. You're very beautiful. I love your hair. Mate, I love your green eyes. Now imagine him trying to say that. He will not feel comfortable by saying that at all. So again, it requires another skill. Because I've been rejected in my life so many bloody times, guys, that I've literally become invincible. Because your opinion, as much as I like to say it, I don't mean no harsh, it actually doesn't matter. Because you know why? People's opinions, they never pay your bills. That's one thing I learned at a very young age. People's opinion never paid, it never worried me. I got rejected 3 years in a row. Who's been rejected for 3 years, like on a daily basis? They don't see that. I'm going to use a phrase in here. You know how you have a newborn baby? I'm so sorry I'm sharing this. You know, everybody says congratulations, congratulations, but you actually don't know how many times you've had, bam, bam. The pain that you went through. I'm not going to use the F word. You know what I mean? That's what success is in front of my eyes. I failed 3 years, 4 years, and everybody told me to quit. How do I survive? Self-belief. Let's write this down. I want you guys to write this down. Self-reliance and self-discipline is the best thing you can have if you want to make more money this year. 2020 is your year. Self-reliance. I don't rely on anybody else to wake up at 6:30 a.m. in the morning, go out to the gym. I don't rely on anybody. I don't need Marcy to tell me that, brother, you got to stop working after 8 o'clock. I've got my own goals. I've got my own yearly goals, weekly goals, daily goals. If I've given it my best, then congratulations, because all I want at the end is financial freedom. I'm not saying everything is money, but if $50,000 makes you happy, you're the world's most successful person out there. Happiness is you being happy with you, And a lot of people confuse that, you know what I mean? It's like, if you're actually happy, I feel like in front of my eyes, my mum's the world's most successful person out there because she's had to look after 4 boys. And she's been a housewife. Housewives are the world's most successful people out there because dealing with 4 kids is not easy. It's very hard. Drop them off at school, pick them up. So to me, if you're happy, you're actually successful because that's what you want. You know, I had another client out there. I sold one of their investment properties. I said, "What do you want to say?" He goes, "Because I just want to be financial free. I want financial freedom. I just want to get rid of the mortgage. You know, I've paid off my mortgage here. All I want to do is just do a little bit of gardening, take the schools to work, and bring them back. Because that's what I want." To me, he's the world's most successful person out there. Because everybody's drives and ambitions are very, very different. But as people, we're very greedy. We just want greedy. We want more and more and more and more and more and more. Can I just get one more deal? What about this? I love the challenge. I love to thrive. But you cannot get that if you don't have the self-discipline and if you don't rely on yourself. How many times do you actually tell your PA to do something and then, it hasn't been done for like 3 hours later, but you needed to get that shit done? That's why self-reliance is very important. You cannot be a boss at your work environment. Let me tell you one thing. I put food first in front of my employees' table first before I feed myself. In front of my eyes, the worst people, the worst employers, you know, are those people that actually put themselves first and not their employees first. Because if I actually look after my employees, they'll look after my clients. They protect my brand like no tomorrow. Alejandro, where are you? Do you love Zed Real Estate?
I love Zed Real Estate.
Good. Do you love Zed Real Estate?
I love Zed Real Estate.
See, that culture is what I want to create. That culture is what you should create. Never ever tell somebody to do this if you're not going to do it yourself. Become an example yourself. If I was to be working in hospitality, I'd rather clean the table first myself, then they can watch. They can get inspired. You can only inspire people. You can't tell them what to do. Don't make that mistake with your employees. Become a leader and create more leaders out there. Don't tell them what to do if you're not going to do it yourself. If you don't recommend something yourself, don't recommend it to other people out there. It's not about money. Make yourself invincible, because if anything, you know, I can have the whole company shut down tonight. I'll be able to sell tables, chairs, you know, anything out there. Why? Because I've got the knowledge. Because I am passionate. So become passionate. Become passionate. Enjoy the journey. If you're struggling, enjoy the journey. If you're making money, enjoy the journey. If you want to make $10,000 a month, enjoy the journey. If you want to make $10,000 a day, enjoy the journey. After 3 years of failure, 3 years of negativity in my life, how do you think I put up with it? I went back to establish real estate from where I started, and for 4 years in a row, I became Australia's #1 top salesperson. Give me a round of applause. That is what got me to where I am today. My hunger, my ambition, me surrounding myself with the right people out there, because if you hang around 4 poor people, you'll be the 5th one yourself. If you hang around with positive people, you're going to pick up something. I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. You want to know the secret to making money? I just work harder than everybody else out there in the room. On a daily basis, being consistent, being persistent, after 6:30 every single night. When you guys are home playing with your kids, I'm out there making shit happen. See what I mean? That's the key to making money. It's been 9 years I haven't had a Saturday off. Or a weekend off. If I get a phone call at 1 o'clock, I answer. Now, when someone gives you a key to their home, you know what that means? That's a key to their heart. You've got to treat that shit with respect. Because that's where their kids are born. That's where they have memories. We work so hard to pay off a mortgage, and the last thing they want to do is, give it to somebody that's lazy. No, I don't want that. Treat it with respect. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy every single moment of life, because you never know who's going to be alive or dead tomorrow. And I know that for a fact right now, because my cousin got diagnosed with autoimmune system, and he's only 25, and he's going through bloody chemo, he's going through dialysis, and the doctors have told him he's going to live 2 years, and they made him sign a death certificate at 25. Come on, man. We stress so much about money. We stress so much about unnecessary shit that doesn't even do anything for us. Who agrees there? Life is bloody short. We've all lost our loved ones. We've all lost so much, and then we stress about, why don't you cook for me this morning? Here's another advice I'm going to give you. Be solution focused, not problem focused. All right, let's write this down. Be solution focused, not problem focused. I got my brand new Lamborghini at 25. I walk in there, and next minute what happens? Some old lady just runs in the back of my car. My first week of having that car. And I got out of the car. It was her fault because she didn't give way. I got out of the car, and guess what I did? I gave her a hug because she was panicking. She's like, did I just hit a Ferrari? And I said, no, it's a Lamborghini. Let's get that way. I gave her a hug. I said, please calm down. I said, what's your name? She's like, Juliet. I said, Juliet, please calm down. I wasn't sure if it was a man's name or a boy's name or a lady's name, Juliet, because it's, could be anything out there. Where's the wind coming from? Is that from my microphone? I won't move too much. All right. So I gave her a hug, and I looked at her. I'm like, if I was to sit down and stress about a materialistic bullshit that people keep in their cars and they clean it so much, all that stuff, it's going to stress me out. Next minute, I've lost my hair. I've grown a belly. Why? Because I've stressed about materialistic shit. I walked up to her, I gave her a big hug. I said, doesn't matter, it's a car, Juliet. I'll buy another one next week. I said, first question I asked her, I said, forget about your name. Have you got insurance? Yeah. So, straight after that, she's like, yeah, I've got insurance. I said, well, just in case you want to sell your house, let me know. 'Cause I wasn't worried about it, I'm a local real estate agent out here, yeah? Gave her my card, because that could have been your mum. That could have been my mum. That could be anybody's mum out there. Do you want someone speaking rudely to your mum over a car? Nah, mate. I wouldn't do that. So stop being materialistic. That's one thing I learned. Stress is not going to take you anywhere. That's why I said, be solution-focused, not problem-focused. Because we focus on the problem 95% of the time, and then 10 minutes later, you still argue with your missus over the same shit that you started 10 minutes ago. If you think about it. Okay, what do you want? Is that a new handbag you want? Let's get it tonight. You want to go to Fiji tonight? Let's do it tonight, 6:30. Spontaneous. Spoil yourself. That's how you should live life, on the edge. Because the last thing you want to worry about is, just bills are too much, this is too much. People whinge on a daily basis so much. So start thinking about financial freedom and plan your week in advance, plan your year in advance. Where are you going to be in the next 5 years' time? How much do you want to make by next year this time? How much have you grown since last year to this time? Because if you're still earning $100,000 a year, it's your fault because you don't want to help yourself. And next minute, if you're failing, guess what you're going to do? You're going to blame the employer. I see that in sales every single day. Not that my staff members have left me, but it happens in the sales force every single day. Every time I go out for a speech, you're like, oh, my employer did this, even not last night, the night before, somebody came up to you and goes, my director is a piece of shit, he's this, he's that. I said, no, you're a piece of shit. I said, don't call your director. I said, he gave you an opportunity. Never ever forget the fact that he's giving you an opportunity. And if you're not helping yourself, he wouldn't be able to help you out. You can only get guidance. For you guys to attend these seminars and all that, whatever you do, Tony Robbins, whatever you do, you can take all these notes down, but if you actually don't put actions towards it, it doesn't mean anything, guys. So never ever blame somebody else for the fact that you're not doing whatever it is. Become responsible. That's my advice. Become responsible, yeah? So 4 years in a row, I got to where I wanted. And this goes back exactly a year and a half ago, now. And 13 months ago. And my employer didn't give me an opportunity. I made millions in 4 years, and I'm like, every time I want to fly, they would cut my wings off because I'm a very hungry young kid. Yeah? I had my own dreams, I had my own goals, and I wanted to achieve them regardless of what anybody else said. And every time I wanted to fly, he'll cut my wings off. He'll put fear inside me. Every time I want to do something, what happens? Put fear. Don't do it. Because he knew that if I would have left, it would have cost him $1 million a year. He knew that straight away. Whereas me, I tell my employees, I go out there, open up your business, I'll give you the money, I'll invest in your dream out there because I want you to grow. That's what life is all about. About you giving and not expecting anything back in return, you will receive 50 times more, and I've had that experience. Give me a round of applause. Come on, wake up. Yeah. That's one thing I want you guys to focus on. All right? Now, we came up with Zed Real Estate. I caught up with R.T. Edgar's, one of the best brands out there. Ray White's, Sam White approached me, the CEO of Ray White. Everybody approached us, says, Zed, we want to give you an office, go out there, run it. And I look at my brother, I go, do I really want to promote somebody that's dead? Or should I start our own name? Because you could work for the world's biggest brand out there, but if people don't like you, they're not going to deal with you. Who agrees with that? Because why? We're in people's business again. Yeah? So we came up with Zed Real Estate. Zed Real Estate came up. The first thing I got done was I got a soul tattoo in my left arm here. It's quite big. If If you guys have watched me on Instagram or anything at all, but it's massive salt. I'm not going to take it off because of the mic issues. And I got Zed Real Estate. After I got the salt bloody tattoo, he decided to bloody change the logo of the company. That's not my fault. It's his fault. So I can't change the tattoo because I'm scarred for life now with that logo. We came up with Zed Real Estate, and within 9 months' time, guys, we sold close to $100 million worth of real estate. Give yourself a round of applause. Yeah. Now, I was this young kid, starting from 25, and my average house price was $350,000 to $295,000 when I first started 10 years ago, to $550,000. How did I break into the prestige luxury market? Who wants to know that? How did I break into the luxury market? Well, guess what? Same shit. Because I still dealt with humans. And if anything, they were a lot more humble. If anything, it was a lot more easier. So all I had to do was give the same presentation. Nowadays, there's no such thing as local, Brighton kid, a local Toorak kid because he knows the area very well. No, there's something called Google. In 2 seconds, I'll be able to pull out one of the best schools, which street it is, blah, 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 blah. When I get a phone call from a client saying, have you ever sold a house here before? Straight away, who's heard of Price Finder RP Data? Yeah, everybody does, no? The minute I hear about it, boom, I'm talking, Michelle Fleming, how are you? Good, I sold the property in Brunswick, Sydney, right? Oh my God, you got one of the best schools there, you got one of the best shopping centers there, everything's on your doorstep. I'm so excited to meet at 4 o'clock. Actually, I can't make 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock I'll be there. I wasn't busy at 4 o'clock. If I told them I'm, free at 4 o'clock, they'll think that I've got a lot of time in my hand. Yeah? Straight away I locked it in. Then I get another phone call. Hi Zed, I'm looking at selling my property in Tenby Point. Who's heard of Tenby Point? No idea where Tenby Point. For you guys that don't know where Tenby Point is, it's actually very close to Phillip Island. It's on the way to Phillip Island. I said to my other phone, I said, if you want my service, it's going to cost you 4%, and you need to transfer the marketing money before I even get up there. Is that okay with yourself? He's like, 4% is ridiculous. I said, well, guess what? I said, do you want Toyota Camry service, or do you actually want a Mercedes service? Do you want Diet Coke, or you want Coke? Because I like sipping Coke. He started laughing. He was like, you actually make sense, Ed. I said, I'll be there 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Is that okay with yourself? Far out. It took me an hour and a half to get there. But I skid you not. Within 2 weeks' time, I said to him, I said, you know what? I'm going to have this property sold. You've been in the market with a local real estate agent. Your marketing's done this. You need a video here, blah, 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 blah. Cut long story short, we got to sign up for 4%. Next minute, 2 weeks later, I just made $18,000. For me, the fact that I said I'm not a local real estate agent, I closed the deal to a Melbourne buyer, and I educated him to buy the property in that area. Why? Because there shouldn't be such thing as local this. I only know how to sell Burbank homes. I only know how to sell Simmons homes. No, you should learn how to sell anything to anyone out there. Your pitching is going to be on point. Your negotiation is going to be on point. That's what counts in this business. The pitching, your negotiation, your first impression, the minute you meet someone, Can you shake my hand, please? Sorry, I know you're recording. See? Can you shake my hand, please?
My pleasure.
Pleasure. Oh, I love the accent. Shake my hand, please. Now, it's so important when you meet someone for the first time, yeah? You've got to give a firm handshake. Yeah? Let's write this down. Your handshake will tell you so much about someone else's personality out there because you can read them straight away. From the moment they stand up, from the moment they talk, from the moment they move, you should be able to read their body language. Because politicians, what do? If you're in their territory, you know what they say? They shake it very hard. What happens? The minute I shake your hand, watch this. It puts his self-esteem down. You're in my control. Not saying that it's put yours in it now, I apologize. But in general, when you meet a vendor, when you meet a client, whoever you meet, shake it firm. People like that. Don't break their hand though. Yeah? Confidence is very attractive. There's a difference of being confident, competent, and also cocky. Yeah? For those of you guys that actually don't follow me on Instagram, for those of you who actually don't know who I am, I get so many messages when I meet them in person like, far out, you're actually not cocky, as arrogant as you actually look on social media, man. I'm not afraid to say this. You're actually a very nice guy. You're very giving. Don't judge a book by its cover, number one. Number two, when you meet someone for the first time, you got to look excited, you got to sound excited, and you got to sound bloody amazing. Always be smiling, always, what is it? Sound amazing. Always be amazing. First impression is always last impression. You know what I mean? It's like, if I leave this room in here, who's going to be left with goosebumps? That's what I want. I want you guys to be left with goosebumps, you know? And the same thing works for a clientele. What sort of impression, first impression did you actually leave? You know what I mean? What sort of impression do you guys leave? Do you look good? I know for a fact, who saw my latest listing at $4.5 million in Mount Waverley? The sexiest home that Melbourne's ever seen. It's one of them. I like selling everything. Even the puppies aren't even, you know. Now, I sat down in front of my client and they were charging 1%. I said, 1%? Forget about it. What's wrong with you? I said, 1%. I said, do you want a camel selling your house? 1%. I said, they won't even pay for my parking ticket. I sat down and I said, do you know how much this Rolex is worth? I told them that. Who knows how much this Rolex is worth? Let me tell you the secrets about dealing with rich people. Who knows how much it's worth? Come on.
2 million. 40K.
2 million? Jesus. 40K? No, $280 from Bali. Thank you very much. Yeah. I had these Gucci shoes on. Yeah. I knew I was dealing with a very, very rich developer. And I studied full research on Instagram. I looked up on social media before I even went out there, and I knew that she liked her Valentinos. I knew that she liked her, bags and all these Gucci's and all. So I wore my fake Gucci shoes and I rocked up there. I sat down in front of her. I said, "Look, you want $4.5 million? It's going to cost you 4%." I said, "I don't care if you're rich, if you're poor. I don't care because you want this sort of money, and I'm going to work Thursday 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. You can call me anytime you want out there, and I'll be there for yourself." And I sold them everything because first impression is so bloody important. They're going to judge you on the basis of what you wear, no matter where you go in life. No matter how you speak, how you talk, your energy level, your enthusiasm level. I can tell you right now, for you guys that are actually new in the real estate industry, experience doesn't mean shit. It's your energy and your enthusiasm that people buy you. So don't be afraid. If anybody tells you out there, you can't break into that market, you can't do this, you can't be... No, go out there, have a chat with them, sit down with them. What do you do different that I can't do? How did you start? It's not rocket science. Because we all have the same brain, we all function, we all bleed the same way. Does that make sense? So I started Zed Real Estate, and we're on our way. I'm going to explain to you guys my vision, okay? And I'm going to explain everything that we're actually doing within the brand, and I want you guys to implement that as well. There's nothing wrong with having dreams. There's nothing wrong with having goals out there. My vision is to build the biggest real estate tower in the whole world. Yeah, that's my vision. My mission is to work towards it. That's my dream. Dream's so big that if an average person hears about your dream, you should give them goosebumps. Doesn't matter because they're not better than you. You just got to work for it. Again, how do I do what I do? I simply don't stop working. How do I do what I do? I simply, work consistent basis after 6:30. You don't have to get paid for it sometimes. You have to prove it to you first. People pay for the value you deliver. So, my vision is to build the biggest real estate tower right now in the whole country. I'm going to have finance, Zed conveyancing, Zed buildings, Zed architects, Zed everything inside the building. So when you walk in there, it's going to give you guys goosebumps and there'll be robots talking to you. How you doing? You come here often? What time is it? That used to be my fillet line back in the days. It never worked, sorry. But that's where my vision's at. And that's the type of vision I want you guys to have, because everybody told me not to get into $1 million area. You're going to struggle, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. They put so much fear inside you. It was not scary at all. It's not scary at all. You're still dealing with people out there. Does that make sense? So that's my journey, okay? That's exactly my journey. Now, who wants to hear some social media tips?
Yes.
Good. Who's on social media? All right, come on. Raise your hand up. Who's on social media? Who's on Tinder? I'm just kidding. Who's on Grindr? You too. Let's take these notes down on social media, okay? Your social media is your personal put putting in naked photos on social media, on their website? Do you see people, taking drunk photos on your website? No, they don't. Do you see me being silly on my social media? Yeah, I'll put a bit of life to it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm still me. You can still be you on your social media and then share yourself in an honest way to the general public out there. Does that make sense? So your social media is a personal website, and whoever you are today, whether you're in real estate, whether you're a broker, whoever you are out there, don't split your personalities. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? Don't split your personalities on social media. Who's got a business page and they've got a personal page? Don't be nervous. Come on. All right. From now on, I want you guys to make up your mind. Because if my dad was to ask me how my day was at work, unbelievable! Even though I had a shit day. Because people feed off energy. Yeah? Your social media. Don't split it. You're either a real estate agent or you're not. Make up your mind. Because your sister's judging you, your cousin's judging you, your brother's judging you, your whole family's judging you, everybody's judging you. They're all human beings in front of my eyes. Your first circle of family will always back you up. But 24/7, you have to think that you're a real estate agent, you're an entrepreneur, you're a public speaker, or you're not. Does that make sense? Yeah. Let's not split it, because then you're confusing your own family. As I'm standing next to you right now, your friends and families are sitting, for lunch, or they're having coffee with somebody else out there, and you just put up a story on your personal page, you're confusing them, then you put something up on your business page. Well, make up your mind. So be judged in the right way. You might as well put the right content, that you're going to get judged 24 hours. Don't be conservative. I'll tell you why you should use social media. I make $40,000 a week on social media. Do I care about what you think? No, I don't, because it makes me money. Should you care about what the general public thinks? No. Well, don't put stupid stuff on it. And if you're going to upload something HD. Let's write it down. HD pics only on social media. HD pics. Who knows what HD stands for? Yeah, HD pics. Content. Now, I know a very good friend of mine, Mr. George. He's from Adelaide. Stand up if you can, brother, please. I met George. Give him a round of applause. Come on. I met George via social media, and I met him in person in Adelaide when I was doing a Zed talk a couple of months ago. George, tell me tell me about yourself. How much did it improve? Because when we were in that room last time, a lot of people were so conservative about using, because they don't want to put a fake profile on, blah, blah, blah. How much of a, advantage, how much has it improved your business?
The difference it's done is it's been able to give me a different source of, not just a lead source, but what it's done, it's been able to set the platform for my clients to even jump on and see who they're working with before they actually meet me. It's a prequel to actually doing what you're going to do. It's before you meet them, and they already see you like their friend.
I love that. Give him a round of applause. Come on. Well done. Your social media, whether you have LinkedIn, whether you have Instagram, whether you have Snapchat, whatever you do have, yeah? There's like 15 million people on Facebook. And there's 9.9 million people on Instagram. 6.4 million people on Snapchat. LinkedIn, I don't know. Because I actually don't run my LinkedIn, I'll be honest with you. It depends if I'm in the toilet or not. But my whole point in here is everybody's on their mobile phones, correct? Our daughters, I don't have a daughter, not that I know of. Our family, when you're on a dining table, you're sitting down. You like that one, don't you? I am married to my job. They never even talk to you. Hardly anybody talks to you nowadays. They're on their, mobile phones 24 hours a day, and they're on the trains, trams, transportation. They're on their mobile phones. What does that tell you? Everybody's on their mobile phones. So what do? You become the face of this little device called iPhones and telephones. Kevin, I don't know you from a bar of salt, brother, but I love your energy on your social media. And I like your shit all the time. Have I liked your stuff? Thank you. That's called an engagement. Engage with people on social media, even if you don't know them. Because in business, it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. Let's write this down. on your social media. It's not about who knows you, it's about who knows you. Sorry, did I just get that right away? It's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. Yeah, Kevin? Do you like my videos?
I love it.
Good. So I want you to start doing the exact same thing. Here are all the tips that I'm going to give you, okay? Because it literally makes you money. Yeah, boost it up on bloody Facebook, boost it on Instagram, boost it on your Snapchat, whatever it is, because I literally get 1 lead a day from my social media. Your social media is your own database. Don't be scared to share yourself in an honest way with the world out there. It's actually not that bad. You're getting judged anyways, you might as well be judged in the field that you're actually in. Everybody's going to send you referrals. You know, like I love putting in, you know, amazing properties out there on my social media. I love putting in like baby pics. I love putting in pet pics, you know. Pets do sell. Did you know that? Who's seen my Zoll dog? I got a dog. I take my dog to open for inspections all the time. I love it because here you are, you know, negotiating $1 million deal, and then the dog's like barking. I go, that's $10,000 for every bark. Yeah. And then he barks again. I go, Zolt, go play with the kids. Because kids, they interfere so much when it comes to me negotiating deals. So I let my dogs play it. Pets, everybody loves pets, you know what I mean? Whether it's a big dog, a small dog, I like a cute one, you know what I mean? Like, let them look at the dog and like, oh, so cute, you know? So it gives them something to do. Pets, if you don't have a pet, I'm not saying take it to your offices every day. But pets actually do sell. Look into it. That's one thing I do well, and it's actually worked so much for me, these pets. All right, and it really works a lot. Because even I sold a bloody property in Bentley, off-market deal. Do you know how I got it? No idea. She comes up to me, she goes, oh my God, what sort of dog is it? I say, it's a Maltese Shih Tzu. She's like, I'm like, he sells houses. Ask him. Next minute, I grab the name, number, boom, 2 weeks later, sold. Huh?
He's on commission only.
He is. I'll make him work. My point where I'm trying to say is, guys, there's an opportunity everywhere. There's opportunity no matter where you go, from here to anywhere, any part of the world that you are. Yeah, there's opportunity. You just got to go out there, create the opportunity. It's up to you if you actually really want to create the opportunity. HD pics, don't split your personality on Instagram, put content. And if I was you guys, I'll be starting a vlog, you know, with your profile out there, and if you've already built it up, send it to your clientele, because as you get like, I don't know, 500, who knows how to use Instagram here? A lot of people do, yeah? Like for instance, now, back in the days when I first started real estate, I had to pick up the phone and start making calls. Hi, I'm from Zed Real Estate out there. How are you? Good. You're doing amazing. How was the kids? Good. You want to sell your house? Okay, hang up. Next. Did you have any investment properties? Next. Nowadays, my Instagram gets views. I'm not even watching them. They're watching me. So think about it. Here's my recent result out here. I've just sold this property. I'm talking at this event. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Blah, blah. Here's the value. You know, what sort of value do you want to deliver to the clientele? If they want to follow you on social media, what's in it for them? Like, why do you follow Kim Kardashian's page? The boys will probably say, you know, booty, you know, and the girls will probably say fashion. There's value in it. Why do you want to follow any entrepreneur's page out there? Because there's got to be something in it for them. There's got to be something in it for me. If I'm going to follow your page, what's your name, sorry? Frank. Let me tell you something. Are you on social media?
Yes.
Good. Give him a round of applause. Come on. I'll tell you what I mean by that. Do you use it for the right purposes? Is it good? How amazing is that? There's no age for social media. Yeah? You're a smart Frank. Keep doing you. And if you want to build your clientele up, I had LinkedIn 4 months. Mas, how long have I had LinkedIn for? 4 or 5 months? Who's got the most followers on LinkedIn? Go. Come on. How many you got? 28,000. Oh, give a round of applause. Come on. Cheer her up. 28,000 followers. You think that's easy? That shit's not easy. How'd you do it?
Well, when you were on the toilet checking your LinkedIn profile.
You were doing the same thing?
Well, just giving validation to people.
How long have you had your LinkedIn for?
A year.
Wow, that's amazing. You guys need to talk to her afterwards. She'll tell you secrets as well. Now, I've had LinkedIn for about 4 months, and I got close to 16,000 followers in 4 months. You want to know how I did it? I didn't know what sort of value to put at the start. I had no idea, you know what I mean? I put some valuable content, and I kept on adding all randoms. People that are always in Melbourne. I don't care if you're going to get a request. You're either going to accept it or you're not going to accept it. If you want more followers on your social media, follow every single person that's actually in the same industry, because the best business out there is word of mouth business. Yeah? Follow them, like their stuff, engage with them. Oh, it's our anniversary. People love sharing that stuff because boys don't like it because they get pressure on their missus. Post something in your social media, babe. You look good today, you know what I mean? Oh, my missus is so amazing out there. You know, like it's our anniversary. And guess what I do? Zed comes and saying, congratulations, guys. You guys make a beautiful couple out there. I love your wedding dress out there. Next minute, if they decide to sell their property, you think you're going to get in there? I've been in contact with that person for the last 5 years and I've been liking their stuff. That's exactly how I do it. And if you were to ask me how big is my database is Australia. That's how big my database is. My database is my social media. And if you legit come into my database in my office, how many phone numbers? I actually don't have any. Alejandro, do I have any names and numbers in my database?
No.
I'm never on the office. Because the minute you're on the office, you're not being productive. I want you guys to write this down. Don't make, let me get this right. Don't make mistake movement with achievement. That's better. Don't mistake movement with achievement. Does that make sense? Who knows what that means? Don't mistake movement with achievement. You've come into the office, it's taken you 45 minutes to grab a coffee out there, and you've spoken to, was your weekend good? Did you have a good weekend? If my staff members talk to me, they know for a fact that if it's not about money related or getting results done, I simply do not talk about them at all. So don't mistake movement with achievement. Browsing, blah, 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 what's happening in the news? Oh, look at what happened to gossip. That shit's not going to make you money in the Salesforce industry. If you're not making money every single second, and you're watching what other people are doing, you know, oh, look at this guy, look at that guy, you're just bitching, in my eyes. Look at that. No, create that for yourself. I'm telling you exactly how you can create for yourself. The tips I've just given you on social media. Does that make sense? Yeah? So follow every single person, even if you don't know them. Like their stuff, engage with them. Put in some pics, you know. Put in yourself. Be you. Because there's only one of you that looks like you out there in the world. I haven't seen another Zed out there. I'm special to me. I love myself. You should love yourself. Why not? Some people are good looking. That's good for them. You know, he didn't have the choice to do that. Some people aren't as good looking. Good for them. Be special to you. You love yourself if people don't like you. Then just embrace yourself to you and then share yourself to the world out there in an honest way. If you don't recommend some of yourself, don't recommend to people out there on social media or anything out there. Okay? I think I've done enough talking on social media. I've got some goals out there as well. You got to have. I'm going to cover goals quickly as well because there is a lot of people that's going to cover on mindset and goal settings. One advice I'm going to give you guys on goals is have your goals daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and the next 5 years' time. Because goals give you a sense of direction and it gives you a purpose to live in life. And if you don't have a goal, well, guess what, my friend? You have no direction in life. Because you're just waking up Monday to Friday and you're not going to do anything out there. Does that make sense? Goals give you purpose. Goals will give you a sense of direction. A great example of a goal is me going out there with my girlfriend, you know, putting her in the car saying, oh, what have you been up to? You look good. Where are you taking me? I have no idea. Let's go for a drive. But if I book a villa, Phillip Island, if I book a villa anywhere I want, lawn, wherever I do want to go to, and I've planned it a week in advance, then I can surprise her. I've got direction. Same thing works with life. It's exactly how I do it. And if you don't have an ideal sheet, between 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, 8:30, what are you doing? 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, what are you doing? Who are you meeting? Blah, blah. Don't have 3-hour coffee mornings. Don't spend time 4-hour lunches, which is not going to make me money. 45 minutes. You're amazing. You look so good. You have got a property to sell. Follow me on LinkedIn. Bam. Send you a message. So don't mistake movement with achievement. It's very important that you guys need to know. Be more productive. Be proactive as well. Yeah? But be more productive. Because every single minute counts in your life today. You never know who's going to be alive or dead tomorrow. Yeah? All right. Now is the time that you guys ask me questions. Okay? You're more than welcome to ask me any type of questions you do want besides personal stuff. Go for it. Any questions?
With your social media, do you do it yourself?
Yeah.
Do you have a tech membership?
I do. It's a bit, if I run it myself, it's so hard for me to get it, to be able to respond to so many people out there. So sometimes I respond myself. Sometimes I respond with somebody else out there, and I have someone else that manages it as well. But he does not move unless I make him move. Does that make sense? So he only works with what I tell him and what sort of values I do give him. Even bloody spelling mistakes. I have so many spelling mistakes on my social media. I call it an engagement. Hey, bro, you have got a spelling mistake. Thank you for watching my story. You know what I mean? Thank you, because I know they're watching. Go for it, sorry.
My name is Tima, by the way.
Tima?
Tima.
Nice to meet you.
I would love to interview you for my podcast. It's stage for me to help you with your profile and get you even more followers out there.
I would love that. Can you do that for everybody else as well? Yeah. Give a round of applause. Yeah, value, baby, value. I would love that. It'll be an honor. Thank you. Anyone else?
If you ever merge your personal social media and your business, in terms of, for instance, Instagram, handle name would be, how would you brand your name? Like, would it just be Morgan?
The best way to come up with any brand names out there is to just be you. Brand yourself out. What's your name, sorry?
Morgan.
Morgan? What's your last name?
Willoughby.
Willoughby. Are you in New Homes or?
New Homes.
New Homes. Morgan. Bellaby, did you say? Wallaby?
Willoughby.
Wallaby. MW. MW. Promote that. Easy. Because it means something to you. It's special to you. Brand yourself. Brand it. $5 domain name. Register it. Yeah? Brand yourself. Don't promote anybody else's name out there. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with you growing. See, I've met so many real estate agents out there that they actually don't want to, run their own businesses. But that's their ambitions. If you're happy making that 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever you do in an environment, stay there. But there's nothing wrong with you having dreams and your own goals, personal goals. There's nothing wrong with that. If anybody else tells you to, don't do this, don't do it, they put fear inside your head, call me. Free advice I'll give you. I know exactly how to overcome that. Anyone else?
How can you attract good people to work alongside you or build a team?
How can you build a good team?
Good team or good people who are ethical as well, and they promote, work along with you and build your business or their business. So how can you attract good people like that?
The answer to that question would be, how valuable are you to you? What sort of people do you want to attract to you?
Yeah.
Now within my team, my aim is to create more Zeds, more energy, more enthusiasm. People that dress nice, people that look good. So they look on point 24 hours a day. There's value in it. So if you want to actually give value out there as well, you've got to become valuable yourself for people to be attracted towards you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
They've got to see value in you first. It's going to happen slowly, once you become valuable. They're going to chase you themselves.
One more thing is, I see you, when you market a property, you do it in a completely different way from anyone else. So when you're trying to be different, like for a new property or just for your strategy of, let's say you start this business today, how do you think, how can I be different? You do all these different things. What's the thought process?
Very well said.
Differentiating yourself from everyone else.
Manish Azad. You're different. I haven't met anybody else out there. That's your trademark.
Yeah.
MA.
I mean, in terms of marketing.
In terms of marketing out there, be yourself. It's going to take you time. You've got to come up with a trademark yourself. For instance, you could wear like pink suit, pink tie all the time, so people will always remember you. For me, it was my videos that differentiated me. 9 years ago, I was the face of video marketing. Now everybody else is copying. 9 years ago, they used to put me down. That was, my stepping stone into the property market. For yourself, you've got to work out what trademark suits you. Who is your clientele? Who is your market segment? Does that make sense? Yeah? And slowly create content out there and put it out there. You're going to get your audience. It's just going to take time. It's not going to happen within the first year or 2 years. It's going to get 3 years for yourself to get a name out there. So be patient. Yeah? Did I answer that right? Cool. Anyone else? Well done. Signed. Are we sold? All right. Thank you so much for having me out here, guys. It's been a pleasure. I'll leave it up to you. Come on, Steve. Whew.